Well, I mentioned the 2008 World Series because that's the year that Peter Eastgate won the WSOP main event. And some people might recall that I can't even remember the exact year, in the 2000s sometime, he put it up for auction, all the money going to charity. And it ended up selling for $150,000 to, I believe he was an Irish businessman. He was definitely a European businessman, Willie Hawley. And he bought the bracelet, and that was kind of the last we heard about it until recently when he appeared with the bracelet in tow at the 888 Poker Live Glasgow main event. So he shows up, he's got the 2008 WSOP bracelet, which I think is really cool. Not only that, though, he goes on to make the final table and finish in 8th place for 7,400 pounds. I don't know, this was just a piece of poker history that I really liked, and to be honest, I would imagine that this is the most pricey, the highest selling WSOP bracelet in history at $150,000. Connor, did you see this when it happened? I know we had a live reporting team there.
Yeah, I did see, and I've got a group chat with some of our people who are on the ground there, and so I did see stuff on this. One thing that's kind of interesting, at least to me, is I actually recently wrote an article for Poker News, just like kind of an informational piece about everything to know about WSOP bracelets. And one of the things that I wanted to include was how much are they worth? How much could they sell for? And so I was actually looking this up and was trying to find some numbers for main event bracelets specifically. And, now we have it right there. I guess this was sold back, years ago. So I would have been able to find it in my research, but there's the answer right there. And it's pretty crazy that, $150,000, these things are really nice. And,
it depends, right, on the history of the bracelet. So I know, for instance, David Sklansky has 2 WSOP watches, which is what they gave away in 1982. I think they only did 14 of them, and only a handful exist. And he was trying to sell his pair for $50K and didn't get any bites, from what I understand. And they are still for sale. If anybody's interested, hit me up. I can put you in touch with David Sklansky. Likewise, Men the Master Win. Now, of course, he's very infamous, but he does have 7 WSOP bracelets. I know he's trying to sell those 7 bracelets as well. As a package. I don't know how much or what he's looking for, but bracelet market, because it is saturated, definitely isn't what it was 10 years ago or 20 years ago. And it does beg the question, like, how much is a general bracelet worth right now? Mike, let me ask you this question. You've got a bracelet. Would you ever sell it, number one? And if so, what's the price tag that you would sell it for?
I mean, yeah, I guess if the circumstances are right. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. I would sell right now. Let me just think about this. What would I sell it for? Cash money. I'd be upset. $22,708. No, more than that. $26,102. I don't think it's worth it for someone else to buy it. I don't think it is.
I agree with you. So I think the actual gold value of a bracelet is maybe $1,500, $2,000.
Yeah, that's what I put in my article, was like 12 to 15 from what I saw.
Yeah.
And it depends on who the winner is, what the event was, so on and so forth, right? Like, somebody's obviously going to pay more for a WSOP main event bracelet than they would the casino employees bracelet. Likewise for Negreanu's 50K PPC or what have you. Do remember a story. Well, it's not a story because it happened to me. I bought a WSOP circuit ring one time. It was at the WSOP. Right? I paid $200, $200 for it. And I flipped it for $400 real
That's
quick.
What happened.
It was at
Nice.
WSOP circuit in Milwaukee. One of my friends in the Wisconsin poker scene had won. His name was John Sun. Wins the ring, and then he's walking by, and I say, "Hey, congratulations, John! You got a ring." And he's like, "I don't care." I'm like, "What do you mean I don't care? You got a WSOP circuit ring." He's, "I just wanted the money." I'm like, "Well, if you don't want the ring, how much you want for it?" And he said, $200. And I said sold. And I bought it right there. It was for his PLO ring. And then I ended up selling it to my boss at the time, who was based in Europe. He's a big poker fan. And so we were over there for meetings and he wanted to see it. I brought it with, and he's like, "How much?" He said, and I said, I don't know. He said, "I'll give you double what you paid for it." I said, "Deal." And so now that ring is in the UK somewhere.
Pretty sick. Exhilarating, some would say, that story.
Well, if somebody wants to buy your bracelet, bring 22,000.
I'll sell my rings for $1,000 each. You can have them. The main event one, maybe like 1,400 or something like that.
The WSOP Player of the Year?
No, you can suck me dry for those, baby boy. Those you'd have to. Those are worth more than the bracelet. I'd sell the bracelet. I would, yeah.